Hello, I'm Hattie Llewellyn, principal of New Berlin High School. It's an honor to be able to present this session on advocating for your students. I began my administrative classes at SIU Edwardsville, and in my first class, the professor presented us with a pop quiz. There are 4 frames in organization: structural, political, human resources, and symbolic. Which frame do school organizations operate under? Well, my answer immediately was structural. Rules, goals, policies, technology, environment, that's definitely how school organizations operate, right? I was wrong. Our professor said it's the political frame. I was very, very shocked. Power, conflict, competition, organizational politics, advocacy, develop agendas, and power base. Clearly, this professor did not know how things operated in the school district I was working in. And I found out after taking the class that I was going to have to expand my horizons in terms of my perspective, and I would need to change from thinking like a teacher to thinking like an administrator. Once in an admin team meeting, our superintendent asked us, "What is your biggest pet peeve or frustration with the education system?" I easily answered, "Our education system is driven by legislation that is developed by policymakers that often do not have a full understanding of the impact that a law will have on all stakeholders." And I'm sure if I gave you the opportunity to give some shout outs, you would all have your own to add. One additional frustration that I feel as an administrator would be all the roles that we take on: principal, counselor, nurse, first responder, computer operator, copier repair tech, accountant, HR, director of social media, and our newly added role of the contact tracer. Hands down, the role of the administrator is the most critical. We are their champions and we are their advocate. So after thinking about these 2 things, I thought, well, I could become very frustrated or I could take action and advocate. And I'd like to share some of the things that I've experienced, some of the tools that I've used over the last few years in order to get my voice out there for our students. The National Associations of Secondary Principals offer an advocacy conference. And when I served as IPA president, I was able to attend Washington, D.C. for the conference and had a great experience with this. At this conference, there were educational issues that were discussed during our roundtable sessions, and it allowed national educational leaders to collaborate and share what they are doing in their states and schools. We were also able to attend breakout sessions. One of the best breakout sessions I attended was our very own Allison Maley, and she presented on Earned Media 101, and that was the way that we should be using social media to connect with our representatives and senators. Also, the IPA would provide opportunities for us to meet on the Hill with our senators and our representatives. So we had one-on-one time with being able to talk to them about pertinent information and issues that are going on in our schools. Locally, our politicians want to connect with schools, with students, and with principals. Be sure to invite them to the FFA banquets, invite them to your ceremonies and your activities. Participate in Principal for a Day so that you can show your story and get them into your building so they can see how things operate on a daily basis. We had the opportunity to have a senator and a representative one year in our school, and they literally walked into the classrooms, met with kids, talked with kids, listened to the students, and were able to enjoy some of the fun activities that we participated in that day. Connecting with your legislators through social media. Again, there is a tool on the IPA website in which you can enter your information, and when you click Find Legislators, it will send you your legislator's Twitter handle and all the social media things in which you can follow and be a part of. One last option is to get your students to advocate. I know that in the FFA, students are able to participate in Ag Awareness Day. We have senators and representatives that will reach out to us and ask for a representative to serve on their student advisory councils. They want to hear from students, and it gives them the opportunity to feel that their voice is being heard. I'd like to end with this quote. When I reflect on it, many of my former students come to mind, from the time I was a classroom teacher as well as building leader. We all have the ability to make a huge impact on the lives of our students. And I'd like to tell a story about one in particular. This is Jessica. She needed a champion, and she connected with her math teacher, who was also her Scholastic Bowl team coach. Throughout her years in high school, her teacher was there to advocate on her behalf for many, many different times. Jessica was also able to present her teacher with the Scholastic Bowl Teacher of the Year award. And she won the This I Believe competition. And I'd like to end today with a quote from her essay. "My future should not be determined by luck, because what I have accomplished in spite of my circumstances has not been by luck. No, it has been through hard work, tears, and a burning dedication. I believe money should not be the factor stopping students from going to college, because you cannot possibly put a price on someone who could change the world if they were simply given a chance." Jessica's teacher was an advocate for her, and I would like to just end by saying, speak up for your students, use the tools that you've been giving, and advocate. Thank you.